Allison, and this is Crazy Felix, and you're watching Polymer Clay by Deck. Hi everybody, I'm Deb, and I'm here today with my co-host Crazy Felix, and in today's show we're going to go back to my roots. So for those of you that know me, you know that I got my start in bread dough some 32 years ago, and about 20 years ago is when I switched into polymer clay. And a couple weeks ago we did a thing for Bible school, and I was in charge of art for the kids. And since bread dough dated back to biblical times, I thought what a fun thing for the kids to do. So that's what we did, and the kids made these little crosses, and they just had such a great time. I thought, well, this would make a really good video. It's inexpensive. It's a lot less money than polymer clay, and the moms can have a lot of fun with their kids. So let me just go over the materials and what you're going to need today. You're going to need flour, salt, a mixing bowl. You're going to need a cookie sheet to bake them on, a measuring cup. This is another measuring cup with water. You're going to need a straight pin. This is a hook that we're going to put in the ornament, a spoon to mix with, a rolling pin, and I use a marble rolling pin because I'm just, when you're a pro like I am, you got to have a marble rolling pin, and some tin foil. So today what we're going to be doing is this apple, and I just wanted to show you, this is what it looks like not baked. This is another one that's been baked with, and this was made with a cookie cutter, and it's been painted and varnished. This apple, of course, has been painted and varnished. And the interesting thing about this apple is that my cat stepped on it before I baked it, and this is actually dated Garfield 1990. And I've kept it all this time. And bread dough will keep if you keep it in an airtight container. The hook has rusted though. And then this is the cookie cutter that we'll be using to make this apple. And I just wanted to show you this apple made from polymer clay and the difference between the two mediums. So now that you know what we're going to do and everything that we have, we can go ahead and start mixing our bread dough. So the basic recipe is 2 parts flour, 1 part salt, 1 part water. And you can do that in however, 4 cups of flour, 2 cups of salt, 2 cups of water. What I'm doing is I'm going to do 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt, and 1 cup of water, because I'm not going to need very much for this. So you just put it in the bowl. Now, if you wanted to, you could put some food coloring in the bowl and make different colors. And that's how I used to do my bread dough, is I would actually dye each color so I wouldn't have to paint it. Okay, and now I'm going to put the water in. Now you want to just put a little bit of water in at a time because you don't want to have too much water in there. If you do, you could have a gushy mess, and then you have to put more salt and flour in it. And here again, this will also depend on the humidity. So, but it looks like since we've got pretty low humidity in here right now, I can use all of it. So then you just want to mix it up. Until you can take it out of the bowl. And then we'll put it, and then that's when you'll need it. Okay, so it was a little bit on the soggy side, so I had to add some flour in it. And you're just going to keep kneading it. I took it out and I put it on my cutting board. This is a glass cutting board. I used to use a wood one back in the day, but I switched to this glass one when I started with polymer clay, because polymer clay sticks to wood. So anyway, now I think it's the right consistency. So we have a bowl like this, and you can store it in a Ziploc baggie for a couple of days, and if it gets a little soggy, you can just keep adding flour to it. Alright, so now we're ready to start rolling out our dough, and you want to put some flour on your pan so it won't stick. and then some flour on the top. I don't really think you can use too much flour. And then take your rolling pin and start rolling it out. And my cutting board is moving a little bit here, but you would probably not have that problem. Alright, you want to make sure that you're rolling it out to an even consistency, I guess like if you were making a pie or a pizza. About 1/4 inch thick, and then you take your cookie cutter, and to keep it from sticking, here again you need more flour, and that will keep it from sticking inside your cookie cutter. And you take your cookie cutter and you want to press down really hard to make sure that pattern comes out in it. And you can just keep cutting, and if you had different cutters you could switch your cutters, and sometimes it'll get stuck like that, and that's why you want to use a lot of flour. So you get the general gist. We'll go ahead and cut out the rest of these, and we'll be putting them on our pan. Alright, now that they're cut out, we've put them on the cookie sheet. And one of the things you might want to do is go along the edges with your finger and just kind of smooth out the edges. If you don't, you're going to have them pretty rough after they're baked, and you can always take sandpaper after they're baked, but if you can do this, which is a lot easier beforehand, you're better off. So once I've done that, I'm going to put my hooks in all of them. And then this is a very important thing that you must do, is you absolutely must poke holes in all of them. And what that does is it lets the air out and lets them bake flat. If you don't poke a lot of holes in your bread dough, you're going to have some pretty puffy ornaments, and they're not going to last. So, so now it looks to me like we are ready to go ahead and put these in the oven, and we're going to bake them for about 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, so we are back, and I just took these out of the oven a little while ago, and we had baked them for about 30 minutes at 350 degrees, and this is what they look like when they're finished. Here is one that I didn't poke as many holes in, and it got a little puffy. I don't know if you can see that. So your holes are very important. And now they're ready to paint. All you got to do is wipe off some of that excess flour. And you can use any kind of acrylic paint on them. And this is how we painted these. And then after they're painted, you absolutely must use some sort of varnish. Either a polyurethane or an acrylic shellac or something to seal them with. Because if you don't, they're really affected by humidity. And then when you store them, you will also need to keep them in an airtight container like Ziploc baggie or Tupperware or something like that. And one of the things that you may want to do is they make great teacher's gifts. You can put "To My Teacher" on these apples and the child's name and the date by just using a Sharpie, a black Sharpie, and the teachers love it. So I mean, this could be a project for the whole class at your Sunday school or a whole group of scouts or something. So it's a really fun project, and I hope that you and your kids enjoy it. Well, Felix and I hope that you enjoyed our show and that you will tune in to future episodes. Visit our website as well, our Twitter page, our fan page. All of the links will be at the bottom of the screen here. So until next time, I'm Deb, and this is Crazy Felix. Bye now. Well, Felix and I hope that you enjoyed our show, and we'll tune in to... Well, I hope you enjoyed our show.